might think, you might think I look silly right now with the towel on my head, but it can't get any sillier than sending 600 grand to someone you don't know. Oh. Nice.
Hello?
Hi, Doug.
Hi. I'm sorry, honey. I haven't been able to fix the account yet. They said I have an overdraft of some kind, and they aren't letting me send the money right now, and I have to go to the bank and fix it, so. He said that we were gonna travel the world
Why
together.
they blur in the
we were
face?
gonna get married. We were, I was all for it because I really felt like he was the one. I really believed that he was the one.
What's up, Seekers? Welcome back to another episode of Scamfish, sponsored by socialcatfish.com.
I just wanted to be with him. That was the worst feeling, knowing.
Right, I swear to you they've shown 3 different men right now. So I'm not really sure what's going on, but why was that second guy blurred? Is he a criminal? Is he...
Worst feeling, knowing that I was, hurting myself by believing in him. But he just had all the qualities that I looked for. Hang on to this little tiny bit of hope that maybe, perhaps he's real. Maybe. I really don't know.
On today's episode, we speak to a woman named
Who knows,
Vivian
then?
from California who sent over $500,000 to 2 men she met online.
Oh, that's
She
why.
sent all of this money trying to find love on the internet, and she reached out to us to verify these 2 men and find out where
Why
all
is
of her
Thomas
money is
blurred?
gone. Strap in, Seekers, and let's see if we can help Vivian out.
What is going
Real
on
quick,
here?
guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your comment and like could help stop someone from being
Go
scammed.
do that.
Let's get into it.
Well, you
Hello,
already
Social
are.
Catfish. My name is Vivian.
Hello.
I'm a 5-time over grandma who loves to take care of her grandchildren.
Right, as when she said 5-time, I thought she was gonna, become Booker T on me, like I did in the previous reaction. Not funny, but I wanted to say that Vivian, I don't know what it is about Vivian, but the name Vivian, I like the name Vivian for some reason. It kind of like rolls off the tongue, you know what I mean? And if you see me talking a bit weird, it's because I don't know what's going on, but like my gum is like has been chewed out by a cat and just stuck back in using chewing gum or some shit. It hurts.
This is a sophomore and this is a freshman.
Right.
They are my most fun in my life. Baseball is my second life with my boys, and dance is my second life with my girls. So I enjoy tennis. I enjoy hiking, swimming, skiing. I would like to get back into it at some point. I love eating. I love going out to eat.
That's
I
like
love
me.
cooking. I love to cook. I'm a pretty good cook and a baker. I am a registered nurse. Been a registered nurse for 50 years. I enjoy taking care of people. I work in the emergency room at the hospital. Really wasn't dating in high school at all. When I graduated, I went to college just up the street from me, which was the University of Buffalo.
Must be nice.
I started going out a lot. Beginning of my junior year, I met my husband with my girlfriend. She got a hot tip from a gas station attendant, and we went to this nightclub that was right across the street from where my husband-to-be lived. So we started going out.
Sorry, but can we just appreciate the sideburns on this man? That's incredible stuff right there. I want to say we've got another nurse. We've got, well, I mean, it's pretty common, but someone else who cooks and bakes. But apparently, if I remember, I'll put the video here, but that woman thinks cooking and baking is unique. So, all of these victims, they like intertwine with it. It's the multiverse. It's the Spider-Verse of catfish victims. I don't know what it is about them, but they share very similar things.
We started going out that same week and we were inseparable. We got married 2 years later and had 2 girls. and had a house in upstate New York. Had a house in Buffalo at first, and then we moved to upstate New York. And my husband was an engineer. We used to travel a lot. He was an officer in this paper and pulp industry.
Vivian and her husband were married for 45 years.
Damn.
Her husband was her best friend. In 2016, he suffered from a stroke and was rushed to the hospital.
When my husband first got sick, when he first had this stroke, we went through quite a lot because the doctors there didn't give him much chance of ever doing anything again. And I would bring him his computer and try to get him going again. And my husband was a great football fan. We used to have tickets to the Buffalo Bills, season tickets when we lived there. They're still our team. We still root for them. My daughter and I, anyway. More toward his later 40s, he started to get sick. He had high blood pressure, and by the time he was in his early 60s, he started to get dementia, and he died when he was 67 years old.
Rest in peace.
That was like 6 years ago. 7 years. He'll be 7 now. Yeah, we were married for over 45 years. It was a hard thing, and he was my only main boyfriend for my whole life. We were like two peas in a pod. That was us.
After the passing of her husband, she spent a lot of time with her grandchildren. She would take her granddaughters to dance and her grandsons to their baseball games. But after 7 years, she started to feel lonely.
Of course.
This is when she turned to online dating.
It was hard being alone. Again, I got myself busy with all the children and everything. Never really had another date, even after my husband died and everything. I stayed with the kids and did things with the children.
I want to say Vivian right now is painting herself as an incredible woman. Let's not get it twisted. The amount of time that she puts into caring for the grandchildren, it's incredible, right? But I want to say that surely you could have met someone else in real life rather than turn to online dating at the dance recitals, I think you call them, or when you take your grandchildren to baseball. Surely someone there you could have met, no? I don't know, man. That's just me. I feel like it would be best. Sorry I keep doing this, by the way. You know, I can hear what's going on. It's not like I'm struggling, but we're gonna get to a point where I don't even want to hear anything anymore. But until then, let me finish what I have to say. But no one is stopping me right now, other than me. So get a grip of yourself, Age. I believe it's always better to meet someone in person. I don't know if that's just me, but online, granted in real life, right? People can lie and pretend to be someone else, but at least they're there. You know, we're judging. I'm, you know, eye to eye with you, lip to lip, and I can read your body language. But maybe someone at the hospital? There's plenty of places, surely.
Things with my dog.
That's a nice dog.
I just started feeling pretty lonely, and I just realized that I'm probably going to be around for a while, and so I signed up for this Zeus dating site.
Zeus.
I wasn't really impressed the first 2 weeks I was on it. I just went through a ridiculous amount of people that just did not appeal to me at all. I looked at a few places, and my daughter met her husband on Match.com, but it wasn't age specific, you know, it wasn't age taste. So I really didn't pay much attention to it for a long time.
Vivian wasn't having much luck online dating until she opened up a profile on Zeus. This is when she finally matched with 2 men she was interested in.
Bro, why is that guy
He
blurred?
answered all the right questions. I liked the same things he likes, and it was kind of weird without me telling him what I liked. So that was kind of surprising to me that I found somebody that was so more matched to the things.
Throw that fish back in the water. Someone explain to me what it is about fishing that people like. I can't come to grips with it. Which is ironic because this fish is probably very slippery. Oh, it slipped out my hand. You know exactly what that meant. But yeah, if anyone fishes, let me know. Is it the peacefulness of being on the ocean and stuff? Or the lake? I don't know how many people go to the ocean for fishing, but Let me know.
I like to do and everything, you know, so.
Vivian built her bond with
James.
James first, and the two
Vivian built her bond with James. Do you get it? Drew is hilarious. He's been watching me, clearly, because he left a comment as well, so he's been picking up some jokes. Drew, we need to collab, man. And long-term viewers, they know what kind of
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
began to chat.
Well, the first man I met online was James, and he was very tall, 6'2", gray hair,
Wow.
blue eyes, very handsome. Actually, he looked like my type as
Well, he
far
just
as
looks
the
different
looks
there.
go. Very tall, athletic build. He's well-mannered, and he would send a picture periodically. Yeah, he was kind of smooth and said that I sounded really nice and interesting and things like that, and thought we had a lot in common. And he said he worked for himself. He had a birthday in December.
His eyes are gonna pop
sometime.
out
It was
there.
January last year. Around this time, he was 69. He was, like I said, he was Dutch, and he had a Dutch accent. He said he
Alright.
was from New York City. He lived in New York City at first, and then he had moved out here to California. And he told me about his business and that he planned to retire after this one last trip that he was taking.
James claimed to be a religious man, and he owned his own oil business. He also told
Oh.
Vivian that he owned an apartment just 15 miles away from her
Oh,
house, and he would be
convenient.
headed back home soon after his job was finished in Houston, so the two could meet in person.
First week after I met him, he was going to Houston to arrange this oil deal, and then he went to
course.
London to load this ship up with oil and stuff like that. And when I think about it now, I should have taken him up on it. He said he wanted me to go with him, and I should have, to see if he really meant it or not. I didn't go though.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was working too much, so I didn't go. But that would have told me more
You had more chance of meeting me than meeting James. All right, get a grip of yourself here, Vivian.
about him. That was one thing that I did like about him. He was said he was a
Sorry, my wife passed away. She wouldn't future away, would she?
This is great banter. It really is.
He was said he was a widower, and he said that his wife had died, and he still had a daughter and some grandchildren. Talked about our families a lot, travel and food,
Always.
a lot of places to go to eat, things that we liked that were around here, and specifically the wineries. We talked about those, but he specifically liked Chinese food a lot, so we talked about all the different smaller Chinese
I love
restaurants
Chinese
around.
food.
So he wanted to take me to a couple of better-known Chinese restaurants out there.
All right, you're waffling. How about take me instead, James? I want to absolutely go on a tangent here, but is it really? Because we've brought up Chinese food. East Asian cuisine, I think, is my favorite cuisine. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, you dirty bastard, how dare you discriminate against the Turkish Taliban and the dolmas, the döners, the lahmacuns, the baklava. Listen, that's all well and good, right? But as I've said to you guys, if you've watched my Q&A, I can make a mean udon noodle dish. An udon noodle is fun to say, but also very delicious. Udon noodle. Udon noodle. What was the point in that? The point is that you now know my favorite type of cuisine.
That really was one of his favorites, is trying to get me to go with him to a Chinese restaurant.
Okay, but we've seen this
The more
message.
that, he wrote back to me and texted me, and we were exchanging phone calls
Rick.
a couple times a day.
Sorry, but his name is Rick. So that's where you've been, Rick Grimes. Spoilers for anyone who hasn't watched The Walking Dead. But surely you have by now, if you had plans to watch it. Everyone was looking for you, man. And this is where you are. What happened to James?
day, actually, in the very beginning, and he was funny.
Yep.
In fact, he sounded so sweet. He'd ask me if I had anything to eat. He asked
Oh.
to take care of myself, always looking out for me, not to work too hard. You know,
what a great
he sounded
man.
like he was sincere. I did tell my family and friends about James. I showed them his picture, and I showed them some of the things that he sent me. And for Valentine's Day last year, he sent me this huge arrangement of roses.
What,
and a
legitimately?
teddy bear and chocolates and everything. I was a little bit impressed for no reason. I thought he was nice.
Things started to take a turn when James began his request for money. He was the first man Vivian entertained since her husband passed away 7 years ago. She went into this relationship with the same trust and commitment she had for her husband for 45 years. James claimed to be on his way from London on the ship from Houston, but many issues would arise.
The first time James asked me for money was sometime in March. He just needed $10,000 or $15,000.
Oh, just? Oh, Vivian! I mean, if it's just 15 grand, my pockets are open. Send me money. Send me money, Vivian. I need money, Vivian. Vivian, please. Vivian, please. Vivian, please. Send me money with ease. Ease as in the ease of sending money, not as in the pill. Law enforcement.
That night, that was a tax that he had
Oh.
to pay on the
She's
oil
paying your
to get-
taxes.
to be able to leave. I sent it periodically, and then he wanted me to send money, but he didn't want me to send it by wire or check anymore.
I'm
He
so
wanted-
sorry, but have we just hashtagged writing a check? Huh? Is that a hashtag or have I lost my mind? Do you usually I've never written a check. But if I was to send a check for $1,000, am I hashtag 1K? What the hell?
Or check anymore. He wanted me to send it by putting money in a magazine and sending it that way.
That's normal.
Wrapped up in a magazine to certain people. So for some of the money in the beginning, I was using my own savings because I had quite a bit of money in savings as well. And I got it down pretty low, and I didn't have anything more to send. I took a loan. I think I sent him 30-some thousand. Took another loan for another 20,000. Took another loan for 6,000.
Sorry, just hold on, Vivian, right? Because you seem like a wonderful lady to your family. Maybe, because we'll get to that in a second. What are you doing? Everyone watching this, never think that you should take out loans to send to someone you've never met, let alone someone, no, even if they are, you know, standing right there next to you. Don't do it. Don't do it, because that's not good for yourself. Alright, in the future, financially and stuff, the bank's gonna give you a little slap on the ass. Don't do it to yourself. Secondly, the amount of money that's being taken out here right now. Surely, at some point, you would have to send money to your grandkids or something, right? For like gifts or whatever. All of this money. Just stop, Vivian, stop!
Still paying a lot of money a month for these loans that I took out for him. I'm still paying them. Because I took the money out of my 401k, and I'll have to pay taxes on that money too. And I don't know what I'm gonna do.
While James was on the ship, it broke down several times.
Oh,
He told Vivian that she would need to send him cash in the mail to
why?
his business partners around the world. He claimed this would be the only way to ensure that his trip would be successful, so Vivian began to help.
I was putting it into my bank accounts, and then I'd withdraw the money and I'd send him cash, or I think a few times I did send him check in the very beginning, and then he wanted just cash after that, so I would put the cash in magazines and send him the cash. About 10,000 at a crack, probably at least 4 times. Sometimes the money would go to New York City, sometimes someplace here in California. One time it was in Houston, and the other time it went to twice, I think it was in Coral Gables, Florida, I think was the other one.
after. There is no after. We've lost ourselves here. We were following the yellow brick road. The yellow brick road has turned red. red, full of my blood, because my ears are bleeding. Thankfully, not actually. What am I hearing, bro? Why would you have to pay for this guy's business, bro? Please, everyone. Please, do not pay. Even if you know them in real life, it's not your job, quite literally.
The ship had broken down. James had asked Vivian to send money to him several more times.
Right, guess what? If you tell me this after I've dipped into my retirement fund, I've taken out loans, you tell me the money I'm sending isn't enough, I'm somehow going to find where the ship is broken down. I'm coming in the middle of the ocean, and you won't even be able to see my cum. Do you get it? Because it's the ocean, and I'm coming there, and I'm shoving every single penny I have up your dirty ass, James. Do you understand? And if there's a James watching this, settle down. We're not getting freaky on a Friday night here. It's not going to be enjoyable. Oh my... Bro, I'd spit on you, alright? That also might be a Friday night. What an ungrateful piece of shit.
He even claimed that there was an explosion on the ship and a few men were left dead.
Oh
And
my...
He was responsible for paying for the funerals and insurance for the other employees that were injured. Before Vivian knew it, she had already sent James over $150,000.
Right, it's not how you spell there,
I
but
did send
okay.
my personal information to James, and I had sent him my copy of my license, driver's license. He needed some money for something, and I sent him 2 credit cards, front
Sure.
and back, and he never used them. And so
Okay.
he was trying to prove to me that he was trustworthy and that he wasn't using money that he could have had if he wanted to. He just waited for me to send the real thing.
Look. The amount that you've done here, I can't even call this bending over backwards. You have performed an exorcism on yourself. Your head, quite literally, is up your own ass here, Vivian. I get it, right? You've been in a marriage for so long, so you weren't aware that these type of scams exist, right? Perhaps you don't know that men do not do this. But if somehow a man is watching this and you do this, quite literally to people, get a grip of your damn self and, I don't know, get a job or something. But surely, even regardless if you weren't in the dating game for however long you were married, 40 plus years, surely you don't think this is normal. Like, didn't your daughter meet someone online? So why don't you ask her, hey, did your husband ask you for several hundreds of thousands in credit cards, loans? My boat has exploded and the Turkish Taliban had nothing to do with it, alright? Please remember that. We were not there. But I know, look, loneliness, I get it, right? But this is crazy.
So I canceled those 2 credit cards and changed the numbers and everything. So first, he had a phone that worked. He would text me with the phone and call me on the phone. I have the phone numbers for that calls, and I tried to research a lot of that, and nothing ever came of looking up those numbers.
Oh yeah, you
It just
researched.
never materialized anything. I did some more extensive research later on, and that's why I think it's a whole organization. Just from the way that he acted, I really don't think that he's the person that I was talking to. I think I was really talking to a group of people. It just sounded that way anyway from all the things that he did. Just hard for me to think back on how much someone can hurt you.
Did you
The
block
total amount I
me?
sent to James is $170,000.
Vivian felt that James couldn't possibly be who he claimed to be.
Oh really?
Too many issues and red
Wow.
flags. and his ship always had a reason for her to send more money. After a while, she cut off communication with him and began to chat with a man named Thomas.
James wasn't the only person I was
Why is
communicating
Thomas
with.
blurred?
There was also Thomas Milton. He was more in line with what my husband was, claimed to be an engineer. He had worked on Chernobyl. He'd work on building gas-fired electric plants. It was like just very casual. It was like, you know, what do you like to do? He would tell me his favorite color and everything, and it was exactly the same as me. I've never had a relationship before where someone would call me and I would know that it was him. He's so sweet toward me. He always asks me how I am, and he always wants to know about my day and about what I'm doing and things like that. And just
Right, well, there we go again, eh? Here we go again, on the same train. We're on the same journey again, going to Deluluville. What the hell is going on here, man? What's your favorite color? Wow, you have the same favorite color? We must get married. I love you so much. Please do everything and anything that you want to me. Ladies, men, if T's dogs are watching this, please know that you are worth so much more than a have you eaten. How's your day going? My favorite color is blue. Here's a ring. Just get your self-esteem, right? Wrap it up nicely. Put some fairy lights around it. And know your worth, please. Please seek professional support if you are not 100% within yourself, because this is what happens. She doesn't strike me as someone who has self-esteem issues, but I guess even if a little self-esteem issue, like 0.1% mixed with the loneliness, you've got a disastrous recipe. Someone stop the cooking, it's not good.
I haven't had somebody to say those things to in a long time.
All
He
right,
calls
sure,
me babe
yes.
and honey and sweetie. I mean, he likes travel. He likes to go on cruises. And
What is
we
this?
like
How
the
old
same
are we?
food. We like the
And we're
same
talking
wine.
about
we
food.
Like the same coffee. Well, it's
Oh,
just,
yes, man.
and I never told him any of these things. He just told me, and I'd say, "Oh my god!" And I even
Why is he
the
not blurred
flavors
there?
of ice cream and stuff. He would tell me, and I mean, there's no way
Look
you
at the
could
Riz.
possibly know that if I mean, I don't put that out on any social media or anything, so there's no way that he would know what I really like. That's why.
Right, you're kind of waffling now, too much, alright? Wow, you both like wine, you both like coffee. Do you know how many billions of people probably do? Why is his face now not blurred? What's happened here? He was blurred first, he's not blurred now. Halfway through the edit, did Thomas give permission for you to use his face? I don't know.
I felt really drawn to him. I mean, it's just so difficult to understand how somebody can be on such a wavelength with you, you know, like almost
Oh, right,
ESP.
back of his head,
And
that's
he would
nice.
call like 3 times a day, text me all the time. He had that engineering vibe about him that I like. I like that kind of intellectual thought. Nurses and engineers are supposed to be made for each other. That's what they tell me. He
Right.
said that we were gonna travel the world together. We were gonna get married. We were. I mean, I was all for it because I really felt like he was the one. I really
Why?
believed that he was the one. He loved
How? What, now he has a dog? Hold on.
dogs like my husband did, and I have a dog telling me about
Yep.
his dog, and it was the weirdest thing too, because before he would call me, my dog would go crazy.
Well,
She
how
would
is
just
it?
run around the house like a crazy woman, and then I'd say, must be Thomas is gonna call, and no sooner did I go look at my phone and it's ringing. with
Wow.
him.
Thomas
Oh, that's incredible. As you stare into his soul right there. This man, whoever this is in real life, you have very striking eyes, alright? Remember, ladies, if you're ever looking for a husband, all you need to do is find someone who has the same favorite color as you, likes wine, likes coffee, has a dog. That's it! Wow!
showed way more affection than James. After a few months of chatting, Vivian started to fall for this
That
man
is
too.
creepy.
He even let her log into his bank account. At first, this felt like the complete
Oh, he's got
opposite
27
of the
million.
situation that she was in with James. All this man needed her to do was send his money to pay for his projects.
All
He
right.
supposedly had 22 million of his own, but he couldn't access it while he was out of the country. So he arranged it so
Where
that
is he?
I was making some of the transfers for him out of his money into to pay these fines and whatever he had. So I was transferring $250,000 at a crack, and supposedly they all went through. And then I tried to do it one last time, and they froze his account because they thought it was suspicious that someone else was making the transfers for him. So
Vivian had control of Thomas's bank account, but when she went to make the third transfer, his bank account froze. He asked her to pay for the account to be unlocked. Thomas panicked and urged her to pay all the fees right away. He even pressured her into signing a power of attorney.
Listen, first of all, Thomas, yeah, if I had 27 million sitting in the bank, you think anyone is touching that money? You can get out of here. Get out of here. What's wrong with you, Vivian? Surely, no one can tell me this has anything to do with loneliness. What makes you think it's the right thing to do to make transactions in the name of someone else and not expect the bank to say, no, stop? All of you, please. Hopefully you understand that. You can't do these things.
then when he had me sign this power of attorney so that I could transfer some money to myself to be able to get what we needed for our lives together.
all right,
and
sure.
He has nickeled and dimed me since then, trying to get the rest of this money, and I would, hoping that I was getting my
always
money
looks
back,
like
I would give him
she's
more and
going
more
to cry.
money on several different transfers, ranging from $5,000 to $150,000. They're wire transfers.
To be honest, I would
In total,
look like
I sent
I'm going to
Thomas
cry all the time as
about,
well.
I think it's $410,000.
Oh, sure, it's
Started
normal.
out with 50,000, 150,000, and went up from there.
Yep.
He even said to me one, because I had accused him one time of, you took all my money. What are you still doing here? He brought that up to me. He goes, yeah. He says, if I didn't want you, why would I still be hanging around? And I didn't have an answer for him for that.
Why is Thomas now called James? As we look at her, what is James now? Rick, James, Thomas. That is actually a new scammer name for you all. Rick James Thomas. We're going to see it one day and you can thank me.
And I didn't have an answer for him for that. I just didn't know what to say.
Even after sending close to $500,000 to Thomas, Vivian still wants this connection to be true.
Wow.
Even when I knew in my soul that he was lying to me, I still believed him.
Well, what can you say?
I just wanted to be with him. That was the worst feeling, knowing that I was, hurting myself by believing in him. But he just had all the qualities that I looked for. Hang on to this little tiny bit of hope that maybe, perhaps he's real. Maybe. I really don't know.
Here's a question for anyone in the comments, right? If you are speaking to someone online, just scratch that actually. No, we're going to keep that in. And they're real. Let's say they're real. If you send that much money to them, which I don't know why you would, but let's say you do, would you still be there? Would you think this is the person that I want to spend my life with if they're willing to literally get fraud and shit with the bank? Let me know in the comments. I wouldn't. But I guess after that much money, you're in, right? You can't back out now, because then that's a waste of money if you back out, or if... My brain is exploding.
I guess I wouldn't be surprised if it was real, but I probably, I don't know.
Wow, what a picture.
Would still want him to be with me if he was...
Remember, if you ever have to prove you're real to someone, make sure to hold the paper like that. Go like that. Like we've signed a contract for a professional sports team. Yeah. What handwriting as well, by the way. It's incredible.
If he was around, but even though I know he's probably not real, I still communicate with him even today. If Thomas was real, I'd be the happiest person in the world. It's
Right,
just so hard to imagine that he could be such a criminal. Everything in me wants
bad
to believe
self-esteem.
he's real, but I know in my brain, my brain knows that he's probably
Brain.
not. I'm willing to accept whatever happens, I guess.
After receiving Vivian's email, our team decided to visit her in person.
Oh.
We wanted to gather all of the information that we could on these people that she had been sending money to. She would shove large amounts of cash in boxes and have them shipped out by mail. She'd also send money to Thomas's crypto wallet through the exchange CoinMe. We had a lot of information to go through.
What is
but we
blurred
needed to
again
organize
now?
it.
I just want to say that what is going on? Sometimes the catfish team meet the person, sometimes they don't. I'm a bit confused. Why? How do they choose who gets to meet them in the flesh? Let me know if you know.
We could start the investigation. Stick around until the end. We'll get a chance to hear Thomas speak to Vivian over the phone.
I don't know. I have to see how I'm feeling too, because I wasn't feeling all that good.
And we'll find out the
don't feel
truth
good.
about this person that's behind this scam.
So he's wanting $5,000 right now. How's he wanting you to send the money?
Wire it to the same place, the buyer's wires.
I'm assuming what's blurred is a picture of her grandkids.
Didn't ask.
If you've made it this far, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. We appreciate you
please.
so much.
Did you ever send it to the same person?
Yeah, it's always the same. And buyer's wires is the one that I
Buyer's
always
wires.
use to send Thomas
What
the
a name.
money.
I'm just noticing here a huge wire for $150,000.
That was for Thomas.
And what was
Nice.
that sent for?
That was sent because he was out of the country and not able to make
That's James.
transfers from his bank because they were being suspicious that someone was in his account. So he had to have me do it because I was in California and I could make the transfer.
Thomas and James used pressure tactics to get Vivian to send money. When things didn't go their way, their attitudes completely changed, and Vivian would eventually give in.
Listen, please don't ever feel, no matter how single you might feel or lonely, etc., never feel like you have to do something just because the potential partner is telling you to do it. Because if they were truly a potential partner, they wouldn't force you to do anything, especially someone you've not even known for a long period of time, asking them to pay for your own job shit, apparently there's an earthquake now. This earthquake was bad, please
Eventually
help.
He started acting
Where is he?
Yeah, it was being kind of mean to me, like everything was my fault.
Thomas has a new problem for Vivian. He's stuck inside a hotel room and can't get out because of an earthquake that hit London. He needs more money so he can get back home to California.
I'm so sorry. You piece of something. And guys, anyone here in London, have you ever felt an earthquake? Now, fortunately, I've never since I've been alive. So, unless Thomas is living in, I swear there's a London in like Canada or something. Is he there? Is that the London he's at?
The phone number still works. If I called him right now, he would answer.
How's he
me.
paying for
Do
a
you like
hotel?
video chat with him at all?
Hey, I've asked him to, but he says he says he can't because
Why?
he doesn't have a good internet connection.
Wow,
What should
okay.
I tell him about the money though? Because he's expecting me to send him money today.
Okay, so promise me one thing. I'm gonna do everything in my power
Yeah.
to help you out.
Yeah.
Do not send any money.
No, I won't.
Okay.
I won't.
So I would just tell him, hey, I just got an update. I'm trying to get money transferred.
Yeah.
Say I went negative in my account, and so they are put my account on hold. So I'm trying to figure out
Okay.
how to do that. So just tell him, say, give me a little bit of time.
Okay. All right.
You like that? Yeah. Fresh. I'm like Drew. That trim. Except I don't have a trim.
Hello? Hi. I'm sorry, honey. I haven't been able to fix the account yet. They said I have an overdraft of some kind, and they aren't letting me send the money right now, and I have to go to the bank and fix it, so it's gonna be a little bit before I can do it.
But are you going to be able to do it today?
I don't know.
Are you stupid? Are you dumb? She literally said it's going to be some time. Are you going to be able to do it today? Get a grip of yourself. Have some decorum, you scammer. She's an oxymoron, but you get the point. Don't be so desperate. Relax, you're ruining it. You're ruining it. You're ruining it. See my lips? They barely moving. I'm in pain.
To see how I'm feeling too, because I wasn't feeling all that good. So how is the hotel? Did it get damaged?
I'm just at the new hotel because it's a safer place than the old hotel.
Yeah, what happened to the old hotel?
They just have to evacuate people because of the aftermath of the shock.
Oh, okay.
I didn't hear.
All right, well, I'll call you later, okay? When I figure
We're just
this
moving
out.
past.
Okay?
I'll get it done as soon as we can.
Okay.
Shut up, man. The bank is... The account is effed. What do you mean?
So he's wanting $5,000 right now. How's he wanting you to send the money?
Wire it to the same place. The buyer's wires. No, the more
What a name, innit? Buyer.
look at all this, the more I realize how dumb I am.
Well, at
After
least you
going to
realize.
Vivian's house and having her pull all the documents, receipts, and shipping numbers, it hit her. She had been taken for over $600,000. Our team took a couple of days to gather some concrete evidence to debunk all of the lies she has been fed. We then met Vivian at her
That's a cool
favorite
hoodie.
restaurant to break down what we found.
I mean, I'm gonna feel really horrible if he's really real, but
So we did trace some of the people you've sent money to. He's from Ghana.
Oh, really?
What they do is they go and they find profiles that they can steal pictures from. And so that way when he sent you pictures, he's actually stolen those pictures from other people.
Right. Look, I don't know if this is a normal thing, but the actual person, Daniel, right? Why does he have several pictures of just his feet?
Acted as if it was his own pictures and sent you those pictures.
The news was tough for Vivian.
I feel like she knew.
had her doubts, but was hoping for the best. Both of these men's identities were stolen. His name is not Thomas, and his name is not James.
Why was
the real men in these photos
Thomas
are innocent and have
blurred
nothing to do
before?
with Vivian losing
I still
money.
don't know.
The first profile posing as James stole the likeness of a man by the name of Daniel. And the person in Thomas's photos is a man by the name of Tom. Neither of these men have anything to do with this. Their photos were just stolen off of their official social media pages to create fake profiles to dupe Vivian out of money. Vivian took a little more time to go through both of the real men's profiles and now understands what had happened to her. We then left the restaurant and went back to our office to try to get access to her crypto account.
A year ago, she had made a wire transfer to you guys for $150,000. Unfortunately, she was part of a scam, and I don't know if there's a way to get those funds reversed because it went to you guys. So I'm trying to call to see who I can talk to see what we can do here.
CoinMe wasn't able to give us access to Vivian's account.
Why?
It turns out the scammers had opened a CoinMe account and had Vivian connect her bank account to it. We weren't able to track any of the crypto because of this. It felt like there was no hope for Vivian,
But they
and
knew what
another
they were
scammer
doing
was
then.
going to be able to run off scotch-free with another victim's money. David from our team reached out to Buyers Wires. This was the company that Vivian was writing checks out to for Thomas while he claimed to be on the ship to London.
Are they really?
It turns out that the person who was receiving all of this money was buying cars with the checks that Vivian was writing. We were able to pull some strings and find out exactly who was behind all of this because of that. So we set up one last call with Vivian.
We actually want to do a call with you and wrap things up with like essentially where we're at. We have some good news for you. We had you file the IC3 report. We had you file the local police report. Unfortunately, that didn't really go anywhere. We were able to follow up with the auction house and provide that information to the auction house. And the auction house sent us every single car that was purchased with your money. I mean, there's a lot of bad stuff that's happened, but the good news with this is that
how many
I've
cars?
been working with law enforcement, the EFCC in Nigeria. We gave all your information to them.
Why do you need so many?
They were able to verify everything we've given, you know, the VIN numbers, the cars, the corporation, and they're right now what they're looking to do is they're looking to get what's called the bill of lading from the transportation company. So what happens is all these cars are purchased, they're exported overseas on a ship, and there's something called a bill of lading, which actually says who accepted the vehicles at the port. And so they're gonna get the bill of lading, they're gonna trace down all the cars, and they're gonna go after these guys. There's no way this person's getting away because we know exactly who purchased the vehicles and we know the VIN numbers on the vehicles, so we can track all the vehicles down.
If I was Vivian, I would immediately tell whoever is involved in catching the cars, because that's what we're going with here. You bring me them cars, I want the cars. And I would live happily, because then I could sell the cars and keep the nicest one. I'm temple tapping, as if I've solved something. You know, it's a shame that the actual authorities couldn't do anything. I've read in the comments before that, you know, what can the authorities do? Because you have sent the money, right? So, you know, I don't know what that is. I can not start choking in the middle of my sentence. How about that? I can understand, like, you giving the money. Like, I don't know what the FBI really can do for you. But at the same time, they need to work on better raising awareness for this kind of stuff. Because, I don't know, man. Just, we need something, right? We need something that people can access, a website, but a website that's like known, because places or services, teams like Social Catfish, unless you know about scams in the first place, you don't really know that these types of services exist, if that makes sense. So definitely we need more awareness. Something like, you know, telling us to recycle. How about telling us scams exist as well? I think that's necessary. Maybe it's just me.
I really am appreciative of everything that your company has done for me, and you know, in helping me get over this horrible part of my life.
Yeah, you'll get through it, you know, and we're still here for you. If you need anything, you know, shoot us an email, give us a call. You live down the street, stop by the office for lunch sometime. Yeah. You know, we'll go grab lunch soon. How's that?
Okay.
Okay. Well, you've answered my question earlier of how did you choose her to go and visit? Because she's right down the street, apparently.
Great, that'll be good. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
All right, Vivian, we'll keep in touch, and then as we find more information, we'll follow up, okay?
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
No problem. Great seeing you.
Okay.
Okay,
bye.
Bye.
Bye. Vivian blocked them, vowed never to send money to anyone again. You would hope so after 600 grand, wouldn't you? After 6 months of collecting evidence, we've made progress in bringing the scammers to justice. That's good. The EFCC currently investigating her case. We hope they can recover the funds used to buy cars, returning a significant portion of her money. Vivian's journey has started, and
Thank you everyone for tuning in. Remember, all of our new videos go out every Wednesday. So please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Oh, I thought it was Fridays. What did we learn from that? The main taking point here is, once again, please know your own self-worth, okay? Even though know your own self-worth might be a bit of a wrong grammar. And that was too. But remember, you're worth your weight in gold. Don't take people's shit online, offline, doesn't matter. And definitely don't send them money, especially if they're ungrateful. Both of them were ungrateful AF, by the way. Like, you got hit by an earthquake. What do you want me to do about that exactly? Yeah? How'd you get into the hotel in the first place, Thomas? Secondly, your ship is like blowing up. How about call the police or something? Yeah? You're contacting me. Contact the police! But I digress. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Stay safe out there. Please. And I'll talk to you next time. Kind of. Through virtual screens. Peace. And if you want to see the previous reaction, click there. You see, I've changed it now. I said like ow. Bye.